Hey everybody, welcome to eTrailer.com. I'm Bobby, and today we're taking a look at the Malone Downloader J-Style Kayak Carrier on our 2020 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. Now this is going to be an awesome way of getting those single kayaks up onto our roof and onto the road with us. As you can see, we are getting pretty good strap kits with us today. As you can see, doing a pretty good job holding that in. Again, a couple things I like to point out. If you're looking for a way of starting to kind of really load kayaks by yourself, this can be a great option. Not only are we getting these nice little landing pads here to kind of get that weight up, set and push up, you actually can get a load assister from Malone that actually will hook in here, making this extremely easy to actually get those kayaks up on there. So now with a 75-pound weight capacity though, we aren't going to get anything too crazy up on here, but that should put us well under our weight capacity for our roof rack system and our roof system for our vehicle. I'd be sure to always double check that owner's manual, make sure we're not exceeding that with our rack system and our kayak up on here. However, definitely don't think we're gonna have too many issues. Well, let's go ahead, take a look at how we got it up on here and how we can break it down. Take a look at the straps themselves. You can see we are getting pretty good strappage here. It's going to definitely get us across. You can see we have just a little bit of extra here. So if you're getting a bigger kayak, although I don't think you probably have a bigger one than this one, at least too crazy, especially with that 75-pound weight capacity. As you can see, doing a good job of holding this in. Now we always kind of recommend maybe looking at the eTrailer strap kit for our kayak carriers. A couple reasons with that. It is going to make our bow and stern tie downs just a little bit easier, and we'll get into that too a little bit. However, so as you can see, this extra strappage, really no place to go with it. We can go ahead and fold it on itself, tie it up. Still not doing a great job of holding it in. And you can see this cam buckle is exposed. However, doing a good job making sure this is nice and secure. I like this little padding on the back too. Today isn't a great example, but you can see on this side, we do have a little bit of contact with this cam buckle rubbing up against our kayak. This is gonna do a good job making sure we're not having any friction, kind of rubbing up against that kayak. No damage to the paint or the kayak itself. So it's always good to have just that little bit of added protection. So we actually have this ran through the top, as you can see, and that top part does have a really nice contact point. So again, if you're looking a way of maybe putting this up there solo, that can be very nice to actually have that strap hanging up on top and it's not falling to the side, potentially damaging our roof and just making that, you know, put up that much harder. So I really like that tie down point at top. And you can see here at the bottom too where that load assist would be and where our mount is here. You can see we do have 2 points of contact for that strap. So making sure that we have a good solid contact on that J-style is always going to be nice. Now moving our way to the bow here, as you can see, we do have a input as well for our bow and stern. Now reasons I like this guy is that, you know, this S-hook that we do have is included in this strap right here. As you can see, this braided rope is going to be doing, yes, a good job of holding it innately, and we could go ahead and, you know, hook this into a frame element on the inside, finding a hole for it. Worst case scenario, taking it all the way to the front, finding a contact point either on our frame or our hitch up front. However, today we've gone ahead and just taken one of the commonly referred to as dog bone padded anchors here. Now as you can see, this does a good job of just sticking this right in our hood, and we can go ahead and close that down, and that'll give us a nice innate contact point. Reasons I like this, as I already mentioned, we're not going to have them fight for the frame contact. We don't know where it is. All we have to do, slide this under the hood, make sure it's not going to mess with any of our internal elements. It's going to give us a very good contact for our tie down point. So I really like that, and that's why I definitely recommend checking out the eTrailer Kayak strap down kit. Going to make our life that much easier. Before we take this down completely, I wanted to give you guys a quick look just at how we have these straps through. So to release this, we just want to press on this top lever right here. It's going to go ahead and release those teeth, allowing us to pull that through like so. Go ahead and feed this back through our contact points up into here as well. And then we can go ahead, fling that through the other side. And here's where I kind of like to step up to the other side, guys, and just kind of reach across here. Just makes it that much easier so that we're not going to be damaging our roof. Like so. And go ahead, and while we're here, we'll just pull off this strap as well. And as we mentioned, here are those little hooks on here, as you can see. So that makes it really easy to go ahead and throw that strap through, giving us that top contact. A lot of times with these J style, you start seeing them fall to the side. They become a real pain that way. So it's nice that we have just a little bit of contact up there. Now that we have our straps off, we're gonna go ahead and take this kayak out. I think the easiest way is to actually use those back supports to kind of get this up and out like so. As you can see, using that to really get that weight out in front of us here. We can go ahead, still leaning up against there. We'll just take it down like so. So here we are up on the cradle. Wanted to give you guys a couple dimensions from it. Taking a look here from the top of our roof bar to the top of our mast in its J-style position. We're at about 19 inches at its max. And go ahead, and that is a little bit of length here. So all we have to do, as you can see, this little lever just pops right out. It's gonna pop both sides here on these teeth. Go ahead and lay that guy down like so. And then to reattach it, we just pull that lever back in. As you can see, going to be doing a good job of cutting that height down quite a bit. Before I get ahead of myself though, guys, I want to give you just that quick dimension of it actually up in this position from our roof. Pardon my jumping. From our roof to the top here. Going to be about 23¼ inches to the very top here. So definitely a little bit of height added here. However, in the Outlander, we aren't sitting up too high innately. So I don't think we're going to have too much issue with drive-throughs and whatnot. The only issue I might see us having is maybe our garage as we pull in. However, as we just showed, very, very easy way to collapsing this down. Again, we just pull that lever. These teeth are going to open up, allowing us to pull this in again. Now the only issues you might run into this guy, it can become a little loose at times, but with a little adjustable wrench on the end here, we can tighten that up very, very easily. It's gonna be no stress at all. That's just over a lot of use. You're gonna see that wiggle just a little bit. But taking a look now from the edge of our roof rack to the end here. Didn't leave myself too much room to actually get a good dimension from. Going a little bit from here, gonna be about 5½ inches to the top of this loading platform. So gonna be about the highest point of contact we have here when it's folded down. So definitely don't think we're gonna have too much issue at all when we actually want to get this pulled into the garage. Now taking a look at the pads themselves though, you can see we are getting pretty good coverage on our kayak. See on the ends here, we do have these kind of foam blockers underneath these covers. Now these covers, I'm sure we could take off and clean, so if they start getting muddy and whatnot, definitely going to be doing a good job of being able to take those off and clean them. Another thing that's great about it, it is going to be preventing this foam from getting too wet. As you can see, I don't think this guy's going to do a great job holding up to a lot of the kind of water that we might have on the kayak, so that cover definitely going to be nice of preventing that foam from deteriorating anytime too quickly. And a couple other issues I have with this guy maybe is kind of these foam pads. Now they definitely are going to be doing a good job of preventing any kind of damage. However, you're just not getting as much coverage as you would from maybe like the J-Lo that has a lot of padding in it. Even the e-trailer kayak carrier has a little bit more foam padding that I like. You can see on this end too, you're not getting too much thickness when it comes to this pad. Again, it's not crazy, it's not hard, it's not going to be damaging right away, but it's definitely not up to what I would want if I was too worried about my kayak taking a lot of hits as we get on the road, especially if you're maybe off-roading. This probably wouldn't be the greatest option. But again, if you're looking for a lot of points of contact, making this really easy for us to get it up on here, you can see on the inside, we do have those two holes that make it really easy. Yes, to get that load assist in, and B, to put our straps through when we are solo. So, yeah, we're losing a little bit on the foam padding, but we're getting a lot of contact throughout it as well. You can see it is lightweight too. It's gonna hold up into the weather as well. This aluminum, gonna be doing a good job, not gonna be rusting us all. And again, that lever, very, very easy to use. It's just one little system to actually pull that in and out. Makes it quite nice. Now taking a look at the installation itself here. These jaws clamps as they call them, they have just a little wing nut on the end. Makes it very easy to take these on and off. Now here's another issue maybe, is that you can't really lock these guys. However, you can go ahead and just take this guy off when we're there. All we gotta do, pop that guy like so, toss it in our vehicle, we can keep it nice and stowed away, and then we come back afterwards, we just throw it right on up and get that put through like so. The only other issues you might run into is kind of having to walk these guys in when you're done. And especially if our hands are cold and wet, this starts becoming a little bit of hassle to get that in all the way, but definitely nothing to be too crazy for us. So I really do like how easy that is to do. Well, I think that about does it for our look at the Malone Downloader J-Style Kayak Carrier on our 2020 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. I'm Bobby. Thank you for watching.